If you're tuning in now or after the live, please make sure to hit that like button as it will greatly, greatly help us push through the analytics. It'll help us reach a bigger audience. And during this time of 2024, when we're trying to push the message out, it's actually a very good day. Welcome in, Mark. I'm glad to see you in here. It's a very good day to tune into the midday market report. Buying opportunities popping up across the board. Pax G has popped into oversold here. We've got metals popping into oversold. So we're coming down to a major support line. And with Pax G, we're at it right now. So I've been putting into it as we've been going down. So I'll show you what I've been thinking there. I'll also show you what I'm looking at with the Dow as we come all the way down to the DXY as we get through gold and silver as it's had a retracement. We're getting exactly what we needed with precious metals. As you know, a couple days ago, I feared we were going to take the up route. Even though I showed both directions, I was fearing the up direction. Fortunately, we reversed today 1.15%, and now we're going to be going into oversold instead of that majorly overbought territory had we have taken the up route. So I'm very pleased here as gold's come down about 50-something dollars here in the past couple days. So we've actually done the opposite of what I was fearing, which is actually tremendous news. Same thing with crypto today. Fortunately, instead of taking the up route, we're taking the down route. We're looking for that push with XRP. We're not going to focus on XRP right now. But just so you know, we're looking for that focus for XRP around that 559 level. And all I'll say is the reason we focus there, and make sure you watch this morning's update because I did a fantastic job going through this. But we focus there because it does look like it could be on a bull flag. But I'm looking for this uptrending support. And we almost got there. Like we came down to 56 cents. So to me, I think it satisfied what we were talking about. I mean, it doesn't have to come all the way down. That's pretty damn close, and that's the only reason I'm showing it. We talked about coming down to near the 56-cent level or 559, somewhere around there. So we'll see if it needs to come all the way down, but we damn near came all the way down where we were talking about. So it definitely cleared out some space here. It could come down farther, but that's a reversal on the 2-hourly and looks like a start of a bull flag. So we'll see what happens here. But it's definitely good news that XRP dumped off instead of pushing out. So I'm happy about that. I wish it would come down just a tiny bit further, but because I would prefer 534, but I knew that 56-cent area was strong. I knew that was a strong area of support, and it needed to come down there somehow, some way. I think it would benefit from the 534 level, which is 53.4 cents, but you know, it doesn't have to. We cleared off a lot of space. I'm a little more excited about the precious metals right now, and I'll show you why as we go through. I have to timestamp this. So good mid-afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Wednesday, January 17th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. It's crazy we're already at the 17th day of the month already. XRP Stu, welcome in. John Hall, good afternoon, brother. Wooter, welcome in. Matt Holden, good afternoon. Good to see you in here. He's got the 6-month XRP badge. He's been part of Tom's Army for 6 months. The only one who's commenting that's in Tom's Army. But he's got 6 months worth. So I appreciate that with the XRP meteor coming down. Love that emoji badge. Joshua, welcome in. J13, good afternoon. Bill Freed, welcome. Yes, the good old-fashioned. I could be wearing my hat. You know, I should be. But, I could wear the other one, too. Either one. Either one. Some people, honestly, a lot of people that watch me thought I was bald because I always wear a hat. And then when they see my hair, they're like, what the? But some people don't know I can't cut my hair. I said I wouldn't cut my hair until XRP hit $1. And that was back in July of 23, I said that. So Julie cut my hair in July, and I haven't cut it since. So, yeah. Getting long, isn't it, everybody? I don't think anybody even realizes how long my hair is getting until you see it like this. So you're going to see the best of it because I washed it with the shampoo and conditioner. So now you get to see the real. So it'll, no, but I'm saying I might not cut my hair until it gets to all-time highs, and Julie's all for it. So she likes my long hair. So, like, and my dad always tells me to cut it, so I feel like I'm breaking the law. But so soon, you know, it might be down here. We'll see. When it gets down here, we're going to be having some fun. But it actually is getting pretty long, Julie. Isn't it?
It's almost.
It's longer than It's getting longer than...
It's stylable.
I know it is. Look, I'm a handsome woman. Look at me. In this new day and age, you know, what can I say?
If I have a code sent to your drum phone email, will you send it back?
Why? What is it?
For the Sims game, you need to verify my identity.
I don't care. Sure.
It goes for the drum phone.
Okay.
221.
Oh, he thought it was big. Somebody said I knew Bigfoot was real. I love it. I love it. Some say that I'm always in my best mood when opportunities come up. I got to look at something for Julie. I'm sorry. She asked me to, but you guys can take this opportunity. You guys can take this opportunity and you can hit that like button. 30 people in here, 21 likes. We're getting there. You got to tell me when, Julie. I don't see anything. Oh, here it is. Yeah. But like with the Dow Jones, we've come through a little bit of the support here. We figured we would. We figured with the Dow Jones, we'd have to come down here to around that 36,250. You good, Julie? Okay. Love you. 36,251. And it looks like an M-topping reversal or Bart Simpson top's been put in. And it would behoove us not to come down there. It's just the 3 hourly is going to end up in the oversold pretty quickly. Same with the 4 hourly. However, same with the daily. Will come down here in time. It'll take a couple days. But the weekly is where it just needs to clear out. And it's starting to clear out now. It's starting to clear out. But it definitely takes another week of pulling down probably. But it could use this as a quick wick down. And just remember, if it comes back up and shoots up over 37,274, remember in the short time frames, now it's cleared out enough space to where we could have a heavy reversal. And with the manipulation there is in the stock market and how we're in an election cycle, I would not be surprised if it quickly reversed back to 39,816. If it comes down to where I projected down here for a bigger bounce, I don't think we'll stop at 39,816. I think it'll come up to almost 42,000. That would be the perfect time. Just think about this. Imagine it sometime towards, I don't know, June, July, November's the cycle when you actually have the election and when it, but think about it in June when they're doing the preliminaries and all this, when everything starts, oh my God, the stock market's up 3,000 points here in the last 12 days, something stupid. The Democrats, they got it figured out. Joe Biden's here, yada, yada, yada. I don't care about politics. That's why I think it's a facade. We know the central banks run the world, so whether you're right or left, you're all ignorant. No offense. If you believe in one or the other, you're getting the wool pulled over your eyes. Just like if you think there's no manipulation in crypto, you know, you're going to take a beating against the wall. Just like it's the same. It's the same thing everywhere. It's division. That's all we do. So the broadening wedge here with the Dow is where you would think it would retest at 36,251. It makes all the sense in the world. That's also, if you think about this, we had a beautiful cup and handle that this could be a handle on the cup, but it's on the bullish side of town. This would be the most bullish of formations, and it would absolutely get you up to near 40,000. That's what I think it's going to do. It's going to, if it does what I projected there, that's the maximum input, maximum bounce. But right now, I don't think we're necessarily going to lose that 30. I think there's something more. I think we have to pay attention because it doesn't want to give way on this major pivot point. And the fact if it uses that pivot point, it's just going to go up there real quickly. All we need to do is clear out the shorter time frames. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't think there's any way to argue the fact. What the hell is going on here? I guess it won't do it. Oh, no, let's do it. But there's no doubt about it in the 4 hourly, 3 hourly, 2 hourly. We're clearing out here. There's room. There's definitely room now to push back up. And it could have a very quick rally. The DXY, for the very reason of the DXY, I believe is a very big buying opportunity when it comes to precious metals. I think Pax G is going to be one of the most undervalued and overlooked opportunities right now. And I'll get to it in a second. But 103 spot 487 for the DXY. If you're watching, please make sure to hit that like button. 25 likes, 38 people watching. If more of you hit the like button, more of this will be passed around. And believe me, the midday market report is the least popular thing I do all day. So I definitely need your help on spreading the word. But the US dollar, if we look at the 45 minute, yeah, it's clearing out a little bit. It was up. It's going to have another, I still think it's going to come up to like that 103 spot 85 area. Could come up a tiny bit more, but I've held firm on the daily time frame that I think it's going to come up to the 200 day, which it has already once. But you could definitely see it double topping up here somewhere. But the daily is going to be it's going to get into that overextended by the time we close the day. 4 hourly, we're overextended. We do have a golden cross, but even if this stays and it pushes, I don't know how much more we can push. 3 hourly, we're overextended. It does look like a fall. I mean, if I was being, I think it's got one more move up still somehow. I think it's going to come up a little bit more. I do. Maybe it'll come up to 104 spot 23. But if it does that, it'd be pretty intense. But we're overextended already. So eventually here, the US dollar is going to cave. It just, sometimes when they have these little rising channels like this, they tend to have a very big explosive top. And I would not be surprised if they push this at like 104, 104.10. It's just, we're getting overvalued here. Overextended. 4 hourly speaking of it big time. 3 hourly speaking of it. It's just, this is in desperate need of a consolidation. If it breaks up, it's basically the end push before a big dump. And I think that leads credence to what's happening in the precious metals markets, what's happening in your risk assets as well with cryptocurrency, how commodities, there's opportunities right now. B2 Gold's at 296, and we'll take a look at that. So let's just work our way down. The US 10-year is up 1.18% or 5 basis points to 4.11%. That's the US 10-year government bond. This is overextended as well. But it's had a golden cross in the smaller time frame. Just seems like it's got one little move left. Excuse me. But it seems like it's got one more move left. I know it's overextended, but just like the dollar, I feel like it's got one more little move left. So maybe, well, we've been talking about 4.2% forever here. So I think 4.2% is a great target for us to look for. So in the coming days, maybe the coming day, let's look for 4.2, 4.22% and see how it reacts at that level. We're going to be extremely overextended, though, if we keep pushing in this direction. U.S. Crude oil, the WTI priced in U.S. dollars, up 51 cents or 0.71%, $72.32 per barrel, priced in U.S. dollars. We know that we were overextended to the downside here, undervalued, and we started to rally here. But I don't know how big of a push it's going to be, but you can certainly see a big W reversal if this decides to pull up. Now, does it come for rejection? We know it's likely coming for a rejection, at least attempting to. But this could be setting up for a big, maybe it does set up for a big move. But right now, as long as we hold that support, we should be on the way up here for a little bit. 3 hourly, we've got tons of room. Daily, we've got tons of room. And it looks like a bull flag was starting to form here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this start to push back up. It was it was a big push down. And I do think we're trying to fill out this kind of a formation, like a, I guess you could call it a little bit of an ascending, but it looks like a little bear flag that's formed here that we're trying to fill out. So that could actually bring you all the way back up to almost $80. So I'm going to get rid of this because I don't even care about the immediate spot right now. I care about this longer value target right now. So that's what I'm looking at there. What is going on here? Nope. I hit the wrong one. That's fine. This is honestly one of the easier ones you'll ever do because it already had it set up. And the third one just happened to hit. That third hit of support. I got to make sure I hit that just. No. Right about there. That's what we're looking at for this right now. So I think it's pretty clear what's going on in crude. I think it's going to have a nice little push back up, most likely. It looks like a hammer candle starting to form here. Looks a little bearish right now, but there's a long ways to go in the day. There's still an hour and 48 minutes left in trading. Gold's down $22.86 or 1.13%. Very happy. Oh, man. What's going on with Pax G? It was just at like 1996. I was going to show the great buying opportunity. Not saying it's not a great buying opportunity, but you all know every dollar matters. It's that psychological level. When it's under 2,000, it feels good. Although my average is slightly above, so what do I know? Gold's at 2005 spot 18, minus 1.13%. In the daily, it's continuing to consolidate. That's a bull flag consolidation, I feel like, with the relative strength. And it's actually, it's setting something up. Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. If this continues, you're going to have a volatile spike. There's room to have a huge spike out of here with gold. And it doesn't look like it in the daily because of how high it is, but look at the 4 hourly, how it correlates with that, how we have that bull flag, that descending, winding up. We're winding up in the daily. Does anybody see how we're winding up in the RSI in the daily? We're winding up. And then if you go back to the weekly, it's harder to see, but it's actually consolidating in a very nice fashion back to the support level. But the daily is where you see this big wind up. That's a huge wind up. And the 4 hourly, we're in oversold, so you can only go so far. 3 hourly, we're in oversold. 2 hourly, we're in extremely oversold. 1 hourly, starting to try to correct a little bit. 45 to 30, we're trying to come back up. But you see how we've worked our way into oversold now. And in the daily, we've got in the RSI what looks like a winding up structure. It looks like we're having a consolidation on a bull flag, and it's just winding up. This is the opportune time for a big bounce. So we'll see. We'll see if it does break all the way down. I don't know how much farther it can really come down. It can come down some, but something tells me we're getting to that make it or break it moment. And just the way it's kind of like a rubber band tightening up. This looks like it's about to have a violent push up. A violent push up. And maybe that violent push up only comes up to like 2100, 2106. But to me, it looks like we're about to have a violent wind up. So, I don't know. I'd love to hear someone's interpretation if you're watching, if you understand what's going on with gold. But that looks like we're winding up right now. And then with Pax G, it looked like a great opportunity. I showed yesterday the structure and where it looked like it was consolidating to. And this is what we put out here yesterday. And it came right down there. Right down there. And I kind of bought too early. I'll be honest. I bought too early. My first one I bought was at 2006. Then I bought another one at 2001. Then I bought some at 1995. I never bought it at 1990. I got a little bit at 1998. But I think it was a fantastic area to buy. I wish I would have waited that wick. And maybe I looked at this wrong. I thought I had it nailed. When I was looking at this, I really thought where it was coming down to the uptrending support. So I'm not sure why I bought it initially as soon as I did. But we might have even been a little off. Maybe it came down a little more than I thought. But anyhow, it looks like it had to come down here. And in the 4 hourly, we're oversold. But when you start looking at this, 3 hourly, we're getting into extreme oversold areas. 2 hourly, we're getting into oversold, like extremely. Well, and we're still in the cusp of that move right now. 1 hourly, look how low we came. And I like to go back on the pattern. That was 1383 approximately. If you go back in this pattern, and anybody who's watching right now, this is what I enjoy. Like, when I get into moments like this, I really see something happening. Like, look at when we came down here to the lows. We came down and hit the support last time at 1954 in the 1 hourly. I mean, we only came down in the RSI. Roughly, what is this? We're around 1970 probably. We came down here. We were at about 1122. And then we had a little bounce up here to about 2037 from 2001. Kept consolidating. Came back down, came back up. Went back up, came back down. But now, we look to be in need of a violent reversal. Like, this is going to... We're coming to a point where there's not much more room to come down. Now, we could come back up, consolidate, and maybe retest the 2015. I don't know. This is an area where you could definitely smell blood in the water. A lot of people sold off here, it looks like. And right when it's about to reverse, because that 3 hourly is oversold. 2 hourly is extremely. 1 hourly, even without looking at the RSI, but it makes it easier for the viewing audience, you can see how that's oversold. And we can see how a reversal candle, long leg doji's in the making. It just needs to come up a little bit more. It needs to break roughly 2004 on this hourly candle and close above 2004. And it'll have a nice reversal candle here. And then your next push would be up to 2010 roughly. So this is a nice spot in the reversal right now. I think my average was like 2004. So maybe it was a little lower because I did buy like $300 more right before I came on when it was at $19.95, and I didn't look at the new average, but it was at 2004 before that purchase. And I can tell you I have a lot more than $300 in it. So we'll see what happens. I smell blood in the water. And I like when there's blood in the water. It makes me very, very... That's how I make my living. It's unbeknownst to my audience, but I make a pretty fair living on just looking at the market when they get into oversold territories. I don't like to buy overbought. We talked about gold. I just talked about gold, my friend. I went through a whole big breakdown of gold. Gold is... Oh, I mean, to me, it's not that gold's not a buying opportunity. It's that when I'm talking about Pax G, that's on a future sense. That's future contracts. I'm not talking about spot buying it. I talk at it from a 10x perspective when I talk with Pax G on a leverage. But when it comes to gold right now, I believe the bigger opportunities in silver. Silver's at $22.55, down 1.53% or 35 cents per ounce. Right? Yeah, 35 cents. And it's at... Yes, Wooter. That's the Pax Gold. The Pax, that's USD. That's in Tether, though. Unfortunately. But that's supposed to be paired to the 1 troy ounce of gold in the US. For me, it's US pricing. So I use it. I look at the USDT version of the chart. But silver, I believe, if you're buying precious metals, is the best value right now. 88.867 to 1. The price of silver right now is at $22.54. We have approached oversold. And it's not even close. We're in oversold big time. We're starting to have this descending formation. These are bullish reversals when it finishes the pattern. However, the support down here we have to pay attention is $22.15 as we've talked about. Nobody says it has to come all the way down there, but it's a nice spot to kind of look at as maybe that's a barrier. But look at this. We could have created a triple bottom style here. We've got a double bottom here, but this might be a triple bottom here. Let me get this out of the way so you can see. Could have a triple bottom forming here. Wow, what else did I put? I mean, look at this. This at 22.50, it's not going to be dead on. But 22.50 could be a triple bottom here. We could form a triple bottom around this area. So it's actually a little bit lower. Let's go back to right around there. This could be a triple bottom formed. So we'll see at that 22.49. So if it holds that, you couldn't come down any farther. It would end up reversing here. But you're oversold in silver. Getting more into the extreme areas in the 2 hourly. The 1 hourly was way oversold, and then it bounced up a little bit. But you can definitely see the possibility of a reversal candle starting here. So something's happening here. I think something's happening. Because if the Dow goes down, I think they could have one more volatile spike on the Dow. I mean, the DXY, not the Dow, but the DXY. But this directly correlates because the DXY, as we've seen, extremely overbought. I mean, look at this in the this is just like what Bitcoin was facing before the 4,000 point drop that we predicted. It's exactly why it's in the extreme overbought. You won't survive this very long. Even though it does look like it could have a smaller move up to like 104.12, and I've been very transparent with that. But at the same time, if this does reverse down, it's going to have a violent reversal. And even though it does have a golden cross in some of these time frames, like the 4 hourly, with this kind of violent reversal, if it comes through 102.78, don't be surprised if the next real support's at 101.69, and this golden cross just comes right back through. I approve that message of song. Silver is greater than gold. It is right now. Gold silver ratio is at 88.897. Just consider this. If you don't own any gold or silver, you buy silver right now. You buy 88.89 ounces because that's the gold silver ratio right now. Well, you take that 89 ounces and the gold silver ratio is at 40 to 1. You can take 49 of those ounces, right, and put them away. You take 40 of them. Maybe you have to take 41 because of the conversion rate, or 42. Fine, we'll take 45. You get to put 44 of them away. Well, you take them at the 40 to 1 ratio and you get an ounce of gold. Now you've got an ounce of gold and 45 ounces of silver. I mean, think about that. Or you can buy an ounce of gold right now. The ratio comes down and then you, what? You certainly can't trade gold for silver when it comes down. If you're expecting it to go up, well, we're at the higher of times here in the history. Yes, we've gone higher, but we're coming to a point where at some point silver looks like it's about to run up like a you know what. So the gold silver ratio is at a major resistance right now too. It's got room to run though. It's still got room. I think it is going to still run. It's just it's at a major resistance right now. I think still we've got that pivot point right around 91 spot 91. It could come up there. It could come up there. It really could. The daily time frame, it's starting to sneak up into the interesting areas where I think it could covet a move up to 91 spot 91. And that could just mean gold has a more explosive rally to start, and then silver will come in last and clean it up. It does that a lot. That could be what this is speaking to, because I could see a move to the pivot at around 92. So only getting better from here for the short term, it looks like. B2 Gold's down 3 cents or 0.84%. I'm firmly invested again. Firmly invested. Still hoping that it comes down just a tiny bit more here. Just a tiny bit more. I'm going to take this off because this is going to confuse us. We can look at this from a perspective together because it looks like a broadening wedge is formed. But when you get into the 3 hourly, it's starting to push down. 2 hourly, it's trying to bounce off of the oversold area. 1 hourly was in oversold, bouncing back out. 45 hit the extreme oversold, and you have a reversal confirmed. But it's just how far does it go? Are we just coming back? And that's what we're going to decide. I'm right around $2.99, $2.98 with every buy combined. But I'm certainly aware if it comes up to 310, I might have to sell it right away. So just be aware of that if gold doesn't reverse. But right now, this was a beautiful spot to buy, I think. And at least be able to run the structure back to 310. Or you make an observation. And I'm still secretly hoping for the $2.40. It's just the farther down we get here, I don't know if it's got enough steam to break that far down. Gold looks like it's trying to have a sneaky reversal starting to play out here. So it makes me a little nervous to think that B2 Gold is just going to be able to keep doing this because we're certainly in a broadening wedge here. I think there's no doubt about it. I've been very reluctant to show it. I mean, I've been looking at it on my own time, but I've been reluctant to show it. But there's going to be a volatile spike down. And now that we've hit the third hit on this broadening wedge, now it becomes, it's a risk. It's a risk if you want to own this and you want to get a cheaper price. It's a risk not to have it. There's opportunities to sell it. There's opportunities to rebuy. There's opportunities to add. There's a 5% dividend and it grows as it goes down. But this is a broadening wedge now. This, you want to buy at the bottom of the wedge. So I'm at the bottom of the wedge. I made an educated and informed decision. I started buying a little bit at 305. I bought 3 times as much under $3. And especially as it got closer to 296, 295. But it put me firmly around 298. I am not at the very bottom. I mean, I might as well be right now. I think the bottom's 292. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. 293 was one of them. That's what brought it under finally. But I bought it on this. I thought this entire way down from, it was about 305. Now I think it was 303. I might be too high on the first buy. Like 303. But that whole area down. But once I seen the wedge, I'm like, I bought it too quick. So I had to put a little bit more in at this level. But it got to where I wanted to go. So just be aware of what I've been doing here. You know, so I'm anticipating something to happen here. It might not. I might have to get out quickly when we get rejected at resistance and then retry again. But this broadening wedge is certainly speaking to something, folks. And even if we come back up and get rejected, it looks like 320 would be the area. And if this plays out truthfully, a buy-in at $2.90, let's just say $2, where are we at right now? I don't even know where we're at. $2.96. A buy-in at $2.96 if it came back to the top of the wedge. That's about 8%. That's about 8%. This is not a futures. This is a spot trade when I talk about these. The only thing that would be futures would be Pax G. And then Fortuna Silver Mine's down 9 cents or 2.59%. It's tricky. I think we're all very familiar with where I want it to go. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to get there. And because this has also made it very, very obvious, and I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of everything that's going to make this confusing. This. Get rid of this. The longer pattern can hold, but I don't know if it's going to get down here. I think maybe it's starting to show us that we could be finishing off a move here, folks. Maybe this is how you have to look at this and analyze it now that it gave us this bottom. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't like to go back that far because I'll show you what I'm looking at. And you can look at this in a smaller time frame. Sorry, that just caught my interest to look at it like that. But this is on my personal time how I've been looking at this. And you can let me know in the comments. It's been a little quiet. But I understand that in the midday market report. Although there's 42 people here, so I'm very impressed. I'm impressed because more people are staying. More people are hitting that like button. But I almost think... No, that's not right. I missed something. Yeah, I think so. No, I don't think you can do that, though. I don't know if you can just say... Maybe you can. Maybe that is what's going on, and it's just got the overextended head on the top. Okay. I could see that. But I don't know. Let's see what it looks like in the 2-hourly. I suppose you could. But that's that downtrending support that I think is definitely formed here. Now, the only other thing you could do is you could say, like, hey, we're coming out. But I don't know. I think it's showing, even if you come from here, that's a very firm resistance. And then you just had a quick wick up. I could see that. I could see that. So, thank you, Kyle. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But no, what I'm going to do is I'm just not even going to look at that. I'm just going to look at it from this perspective. We hit a resistance here, hit another resistance. So why confuse us? Why make it too complicated? It all goes to the same place anyhow. This will probably give a lot more people the proper perspective here. And then why even confuse everybody again? So let's just go with the perspective. But I don't know. I don't like that, though. I still think this is better. I don't care if it confuses everybody. To me, as a trader, I get more value in looking at this in this way. Sorry, you guys get to see my analysis the way that I see things. But I've got to see a line of traders here. So that's what I'm seeing right now with Fortuna Silver Mines. And it could work its way back into that $3.28 where I desire it. Or $3.20, somewhere in there. But I don't know. It looks to be bouncing off this area. And I wouldn't be surprised if it comes right back up to 385. So, but guys, that's what I got on the midday market report. I'm so blessed that all of you tuned in. I overstayed my welcome here today only because I like to do only up to about 15, 20 minutes. But I had such a good time today. We did 33 minutes. If you appreciate my work, please make sure to hit that like button and share this on social media. Let me know what you think in the comments about Pax G, precious metals, what we've talked about with the 10-year, anything you would like before I leave. If you're looking to trade the stuff I talked about, go in the video description below. I trade Pax G on MEXC, lowest spot fees. Just to put it in perspective, on an $1,800 10x trade, it cost me $7 to do the trade. So, you know, it is what it is. $7 in, $7 out. So they'll keep $14. That, if you've done anything with futures, that is not a lot. Well, I mean, my take on Flare. We'll talk about all this stuff tonight, but Flare's pretty. We knew what Flare was doing. Flare had a big run up, and now it's coming up to its resistance. So if it comes up here and it gets rejected at 2.3 cents, rally would be over. And it would come right back down. If it gets back over that, you could come up for a double top. So that's all you need to know about Flare right now. Is it just me or Tom looks like Ali G? Well, I mean, you know, it's you can thank XRP. Although, you know, I'm starting to dig this longer hair, I'll be honest. Especially because I'm 40 to have hair like this. If you've seen my dad, he's got hair, but he's thinning and he's got like the island back here. My brother, he's 2 years younger than me. And his hair's thinning on the top. And, you know, all my relatives, their hair, most of them are gone. So, for me, it's like I can only see out of one eye. But, man, I do have nice hair, I must say. Not flexing it, but, you know. I do feel happy that I just turned 40 in December and my hair looks like this. So it's one thing. Derek says, mine is a clean island. But I mean, I bet you can see out of both eyes. See, I can only see out of one eye. So you take what you can get, right? You take what you can get. It's all about the way you look at things. But I'm blessed in any way because I can just close my right eye, only look on my left eye and see the world through blur. I can still see a little bit. It's just a big blur because I have scarring over my left eye because I have keratoconus. And then if I open my right eye, it's like, holy crap, the world's beautiful. So have a blessed afternoon. I'll see everybody tonight at about 6:30 p.m.